In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to install WordPress on DigitalOcean along with SSL certificate using DigitalOcean's one-click app. And then we'll also design our website so that it looks good for the viewers who are actually viewing it. Hi, my name is Karthik. I'm a web developer and the founder of WPAlgorithm.com. On Design School, I make WordPress and Elementor tutorials to help beginners build amazing WordPress websites with ease. If you're new here, consider subscribing and let's get to the tutorial. This video is divided into three sections. In the first section, we'll just get our domain. In the second section, we'll install WordPress on DigitalOcean and connect it to our domain. In the third section, we'll simply design our website so that it looks good. Starting with section 1, which is to get a domain. Now head over to namecheap.com. It's one of the best websites to get cheap domains at reasonable prices. So head over to namecheap.com, create a free account and sign in with Namecheap. It's relatively easy. And let's start searching for our domain. Now I have a domain name on my mind and I'm going to call it income gaze, right? You don't even have to type .com. You just type the name of the domain that you want to purchase. Just click on search. Links to everything will be in the description, so don't worry about anything. Everything will be in the description. And once you search for the domain, it will show you the availability. If it's available, you'll be able to add it to your cart, and this domain is available. So I can simply click on add to cart and I'll just click on view item. And you can see that you can register it for 1 year, 2 years, or I'm just going to do it for 1 year. If you are serious with the domain, just register it for 2 or 3 years, right? So that you don't have to worry about anything. And simply click on checkout. You can obviously customize the other things, right? You have to enable domain privacy, right? So this way, telemarketers cannot see who actually purchased the domain unless and until it's really required. So you get this for free in Namecheap. So turn this on. Also auto renew, just turn it on. In case you forget to renew it, your credit card will be charged and your domain will be renewed automatically. So just auto renew that and click on confirm order and simply finish buying the domain, whatever you want, right? I prefer .com, so I'm just going to go with incomegaze.com. I'll just click confirm order. So once you finish purchasing the domain by entering your credit card information, you can go to your account dashboard and click on domain list, and it will show you all the domains that you've purchased. And here's the domain that I just purchased, right? Click on manage and keep this domain handy. Just keep this tab open and proceed to step number 2, which is to install WordPress on DigitalOcean. Now head over to cloud.digitalocean.com. Don't worry about the link. Link will be in the description. Create a free account, sign up, and you'll be asked to provide your driving license ID or any government identification proof. Once you provide them that, you're good to go with DigitalOcean. Just sign in once. And once you sign into DigitalOcean, you'll have this interface. I'm going to create a new project. Project is like a folder to basically organize all your resources. I'm going to call it income gaze. I'll just click on create project. Now the project is created. Now I'll just click on the project and you can see that it gives me or shows me a button to click on get started with the droplet, get a droplet, and click on marketplace and select this one, which is WordPress, whatever the version is the latest at the time when you do this, right? Just click that, and even the basic plan is more than enough, but it's really awesome. There are tons of plans that you can pick from, and at any time you can change your droplet to any of these, so don't worry about that. And that's the beauty of cloud hosting. We'll start with the basic one. As your website grows, you need to update your droplet. It's quite easy to do. I'll select this. So it has 1 GB RAM, 25 gigs of storage for your website, and you can transfer this much amount of data. So they're capping few stuff, but trust me, DigitalOcean is super fast. And you have to choose the data center, and data center is basically where your website resides. So if your web traffic is coming from US, you can pick New York or San Francisco. So pick a place that's near to your server. I'll pick San Francisco, and You can pick SSH keys or password, but password is easy. Authentication, right? So this is really important. Just type a password and save it on your notepad or basically OnePass or anything. This is really important. Once you give the root password, you'll see that they won't be sending the password to your email. Previously, they used to do this. Now they're not doing it. You have to remember the password really carefully. And this can be any name. I'm going to say or whatever. And you can also enable backups. As you grow, as your website grows, you can enable this, but you can also do this using a free WordPress plugin. So this is not really required, but you can do it otherwise as well. So I'm just going to skip it for now. If you want, you can just enable this, and I'll just click on create droplet. That's going to take a while and create a droplet. Now a droplet is up and running. Now we need to go back to our Namecheap domain, right? I asked you to keep this tab open, and this is what we're going to do with our domain. Under domains list, click on manage for whatever domain that you have purchased. And there's something called name servers. There's a label called name servers. Just click on that, and from the drop down, select custom DNS. And once you pick the custom DNS, it'll ask you to enter the name servers. And what are we going to enter? Well, this is the exact thing that you need to enter. I'll leave this document in the description, or you can simply type this, which is ns1.digitalocean.com. Copy that and paste it into name server 1. And the second one is ns2.digitalocean.com. Copy that and paste it into name server 2. We need to add another name server. We can paste and change this digit to 3, and those are the name servers. And you can simply click this save button, and it's going to take a while for the name servers to propagate from Namecheap to DigitalOcean, essentially giving DigitalOcean control of a domain so that it can install WordPress on this domain, or it can link the droplet and the domain. Well, that's what we did just now. So you have to wait. At max, it will take 6 hours time. So I'll come back once the propagation is done. Now come back to your DigitalOcean project, right? So this is the droplet for our incomegaze.com website. I'll just click on the 3 dots button or the ellipses, and you can see there are tons of options. And there's an option to resize the droplet. Like I said, if you need more or if you want to scale your droplet, you can simply click this and choose on the plan, right? Essentially, everything remains the same, just the resources are scaled. And that's what cloud hosting is all about. DigitalOcean is basically cloud based hosting. It's really awesome. I'm just going to click on domain, and I'm going to say incomegaze.com or whatever your website is. Just type that in and just click on add domain. It'll take some time, and like I said, you can see I just added incomegaze.com to this IP address, but since we redirected our incomegaze.com name servers, you also see them, right? We added them in Namecheap, but we see them in the DigitalOcean. Essentially, DigitalOcean took control of the domain, right? Now it can proceed with whatever it wants. I'll go back to my IncomeGaze project, and within that we have our droplet. Now, before we access the console, here's a really important step that you need to follow, else you'll be scratching your head why it didn't work. So basically, you have to check whether your IP address is mapped to the domain or not. So we added our domain or the domain extension into this, right? So the A record shows incomegaze.com, and that redirects to this. So just copy the IP address, and if I paste it, I'll see something like this. And now copy the domain name itself, open a new tab and paste it, and you should essentially see the same. And that means your domain is mapped to the IP address. If this doesn't happen, the one-click install is not going to work. So you have to make this important check. If this is not working, if you paste this and you paste this, and if this address is inaccessible, you have to wait. So you have to maybe wait for a half an hour or so at max, so that this IP address is propagated to this, right? So whenever you type incomegaze.com or your website, you'll be redirected to this, which is essentially the droplet, right? It takes time. Just be patient and make sure you perform this check. This is really important. If this check is not performed, well, you're going to run into trouble and you'll have trouble installing SSL certificate on the droplet or on our DigitalOcean website. So within your domain, you can see that I have a droplet and domain within my project. And when I click on the ellipsis button right next to my domain and click on manage domain, you will see all the records added in the domain, right? Well, this actually record was populated when you added the domain to the droplet. This can be done in another way. You can simply click on more and delete this record. I'll just delete it for now. You can simply go to the A section of the domain, which is incomegaze.com. You can simply type @ click here and click on income gaze website droplet and simply click on create record, and even that will do essentially the same. And before we move on and access our console, we need to add another record, and that is www. Just type that and again select this, select the droplet, and just click on create record. You have to verify even this record, right? So when you copy this and paste it, you see this. Similarly, you have to see the same with incomegaze.com. That is just a blind way to verify if the record is actually working or not. Again, you need to copy this and paste it and see if you're able to see this configuration. So even for www record, we are able to see the DigitalOcean thing, right? So that means all the records are pointing to the same IP address and we're good to go. This is an important check. If this is not done, you'll have problem with the SSL certificate installation. Once all the records look like the one that you see on the screen, your installation will be as flawless as possible. So make sure you have all the A records. So there'll be 2 A records, one for www and one is the normal record. You just need to pick the droplet that you created for your website. I have another droplet for wpalgorithm.com, but I just need it for this website. So I just added those 2 records. Now let's head over. I'll click on the project again. Now is the time to access the console. And I'll just click here and click on access console and log in, type root and the password, whatever the password that you created at the beginning of the video. I'm going to type my password and resume this video. And this is the same password that you've used while creating the droplet itself. I said that this is important, right? So that's where you enter the password. Type it, don't try to copy paste it. Type it using your keyboard and that way it works well. And it's asking us for our domain. And again, I'm going to say incomegaze.com. Make sure it's spelled correctly. Whatever your domain is, you just enter that and give your email address. That is really important. So in case something goes wrong with your website, this is the email. Enter your email, click on and just pick a username. Now don't pick admin because admin is the most common username and you'll easily be hacked. But just for the purpose of this video, I'm just choosing admin so that it's easy for me. But you create something unique that has underscores or and hyphens in it, right? So something like rk hyphen biz hyphen user hyphen something which cannot be easily guessed. Your username should be that. Just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to use admin. I'm just going to click enter and the password. Again, I'm going to type a relatively easy password so that it's easier for me to type now. And I'm going to click enter. And your blog title, what is the title of your blog? Well, you can customize this later. I'm just going to say income gaze. Hit enter. And it's asking me if the information is correct. I'm gonna type capital Y and say yes, it's correct. And it's asking me if I want to install certbot. Basically, this is the SSL certificate so that we can use HTTPS on our site, right? It's really important. And one more thing, it doesn't matter if you pick the capital letter or small letter. I'll just type small letter. Why not, right? I'll just type Y and press enter. Every time you need to enter the choice or the data and press enter. That's how you go to the next field. Again, it's asking me for my email, which I'm gonna type and hit enter again. Now it's asking me to agree. I'll just type capital A, hold down shift and click on the A button. And why not? Yeah, I'd like to share it, not a problem. If you don't want, you can also pick no. Now it's asking us for which sites we want to activate HTTPS. Simply hit enter and it will activate for both the sites. And once the cleaning certificates and everything is done, since we have both the A record and www record, everything will be smooth as possible. And here it'll ask you to pick a number. Always pick 2 so that it'll redirect everything to HTTPS. I'm gonna hit 2 and it'll just complete the configuration of WordPress. You can see it's showing me a success sign. Just wait for it. Just be a little bit patient. And just like that, it now says that I can go and access my WordPress website, which I'm going to do right now. So just like that, our WordPress installation is successful. You can close this tab, sign out of DigitalOcean, or just keep it open. And how do you access your site? Well, first type in your domain / and then type WP hyphen admin, right? So this is the exact thing that you need to type in order to access your WordPress dashboard, right? Hit enter and just like that, it shows our WordPress dashboard. Again, the username, right? I asked you to create a username and password while doing it with the terminal, right? So whatever you've typed, just type it here. I'm going to say never for this website. And just like that, our website is live. You can hover over this, click on view site. You can also type incomegaze.com. Just refresh it a bit. And just like that, you can access the WordPress website right from here. Now there's one more important setting. Go to settings, click on general. If it's HTTPS, then it's fine. It's HTTP. So just type HTTPS here, even here. You can also type www here and here, but I want something minimal. So I just don't want to show www. So I'll just leave it at HTTPS. I'll click on save changes. You have to basically go to settings, click on general, and under WordPress URL, just add S to it. And even to site URL, add S and click on save changes. It's going to log you out, log back in. You're good to go. Now, if you access your site, you should be able to access it without any problem. And just like that, you see the secure sign and you can click on the secure lock and click on show certificate. And you can see it has installed the certificate on its own and our website is good to go. You can do e-commerce website on this. You can basically do anything, and this is one of the minimum requirements for Google SEO as well. So you should have SSL certificate for your site. We just finished installing WordPress on DigitalOcean and we linked it to our domain. Now is the time to actually design the site. Okay, so we just built our website, and how do you design it? I'll keep this part relatively short, real short. But if you want to learn how to design your website, check out Design Your Website playlist on Design School by WP algorithm. So you can do each and every aspect of your site. You can design it with Elementor without writing code. But I'll head over to themes, click on appearance in your dashboard. So make sure you're logged in and click on add new and search for a theme called Astra. And it's this one. It has, I think, over 1 million installs, not the Astral one, the Astra one. Once the theme is installed, click on activate and the theme is activated. Once the theme is activated, click on appearance, click on themes again. And now you'll find a new option called Astra options. Click on Astra options or click on plugins and click on add new and type starter templates. And it's this one, the first one. You can see that it has over 1 million installs and the company is Brainstorm Force, the developers behind Astra theme. Install and activate this and click on activate. So that will activate the plugin. And now under Astra or under appearance, you'll find starter templates option. click on starter templates. Basically, these are complete websites that you can install for free, right? So just pick any website that you want, and some of them require additional plugins. Just pick anything that you want and click on import complete site. And once you pick the site that you want, just click I'm a WordPress beginner, I'm building website for myself, and click on next, and just type in your name. So it'll install all the necessary plugins and all the things that you need. And just like that, our site is ready. Now, if you go to the site, you can see we already have a site to work with. And just like that, we have a beautiful WordPress website. We didn't even do anything. And this is probably the easiest way to build a site by using Astra's starter templates. So far, so good, right? I hope you really enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And what can you do next? What are the next steps that you can follow? Well, first and foremost thing is to subscribe to the channel so that you get notified of every new content I make on this channel. And finally, keep looking for WordPress tutorial for beginners playlist. I'll be making each and every WordPress basics video, and you'll learn each and everything there is in WordPress at a beginner level. And then once you're familiar with that, I want you to go to the channel Design School by WP Algorithm and check out Elementor Basics so that you can learn how to work with Elementor. Once you're comfortable with that, proceed with customize your WordPress, design your website, and build your website playlists. After that, keep exploring the whole channel and you'll learn quite a lot. But keep checking WordPress tutorial for beginners playlist on a regular basis. I'll be updating on it on a weekly basis. So there's a ton of content. Again, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe and share it with a friend who needs how to start a website from the scratch on DigitalOcean, possibly the best WordPress hosting solution out there. That's it for now. That's all I have for this video, but there's a ton of content coming soon, so stay tuned.